This is a baby at 21 weeks. The baby can feel pain. The doctor would go in and use those pliers to crush the baby's head.
Senator Kennedy came to this hearing knowing that there was going to be a mother here who had to make the difficult decision to terminate a 20-week pregnancy, and he decided it was in his best interest to show a 21-week fetus. His testimony was nothing but fear-mongering.
A pair of pliers with sharp teeth on the end.
My name is Allie Phillips, and I live in Clarksville, Tennessee. Brian, Adelie, and I were so excited to learn that I was pregnant in the fall of 2022, and even more thrilled to find out that we were having a little girl, Miley Rose. At 19 weeks, my doctor told us that they had found multiple concerning fetal issues. Miley's kidneys, bladder, and stomach were not functioning. Only 2 of the 4 chambers in her heart were not working. There was no amniotic fluid protecting her, and she had a rare brain condition. Her growth was a month behind, and she had no lung development. We were told that Miley was not compatible with life. The doctor suggested I had 2 options, that I could terminate the pregnancy, but due to Tennessee's ban on abortion, I would have to travel out of state for that health care. My second option would be to continue my pregnancy, but risk a miscarriage, a stillbirth, or giving birth for her to be put right into hospice care. And then the doctor warned that the longer I stayed pregnant, the worse Miley's condition would get and the more at risk my health would become. My mother and I began researching and calling clinics in states that allowed abortions after 20 weeks. Many did not have open appointments for weeks, and the longer I waited, the more extensive and expensive the procedure became. I found a clinic in New York City that could get me in the following week. I had to start a GoFundMe effort online to help cover the unexpected medical and travel costs. Without the help of strangers on the internet, I would not have had the freedom to leave Tennessee or to make my own medical decisions, rights that my state denied me. Days later, I arrived at a New York City clinic alone. Due to security concerns, only patients are allowed in. I was there for several hours when a new ultrasound showed that Miley's heart was no longer beating. Distraught, I called Brian, my husband, to tell him over the phone that our much-wanted daughter was already gone and that the abortion scheduled for the following day would be done immediately. I went into surgery alone, and I sat in recovery alone. I grieved her loss alone in a city I've never been in, far away from the comfort of my home, my family, and my friends. No one should be treated this way, not in Tennessee and not in the other 13 states that now criminalize abortion.
This is a baby at 21 weeks. First, the doctor would dilate the cervix, and then the doctor would take what's called the doctor would call it a Sofer clamp. It's really a pair of pliers with sharp teeth on the end. And without giving the baby any pain medication, the doctor would go through the vagina, through the uterus, and start tearing the baby apart. Is that right?
As far as I understand the procedure.
Yeah, and she might start with the legs and pull them out, and the arms and pull them out, right? And then she might go for the heart or the spine and just pull the baby out piece by piece. Is that right? Without giving the baby pain medication.
That's what I understand the procedure to be.
Okay, but then you got to get the head out. The baby's dead, but maybe not. Maybe it's still in pain, but then you got to get the head out. And even with the cervix dilated, you got to get the head out, which is hard. So then the doctor would go in and use those pliers to crush the baby's head. Is that right?
As far as I understand.
And then she'd pull the head out, the crushed skull out. I thought we were here about protecting mothers and killing babies.
Senator Kennedy came to this hearing knowing that there was going to be a mother here who had to make the difficult decision to terminate a 20-week pregnancy, and he decided it was in his best interest to show a 21-week fetus. And his testimony was nothing but fear-mongering. From my experience, that was not my experience.